another episode of Coder Conversations. It's been a while. Welcome back, Terrence.
Thank you. Yeah.
How's it been going, man?
Uh, it's been good, man. I can't complain. I'm just I personally had to take some time off with the new job and just like really focus in and get my groove. And I feel like I'm starting to get that groove now, which is nice. Um, it's it's been real busy at work, but I can't complain. Like I'm enjoying the learning the ins and outs of everything and collaborating with teams. It's definitely helped me get out of my shell, which is great. Um, yeah, being
Yeah,
pushed into like a leadish position, um, has definitely got me into more meetings, less code, a lot more meetings, but um, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of like talking to people and expressing ideas, and I think a couple more months of this, and I'll be in a really good spot.
yeah. Leadership is a lot different than just being like a technician, just coding. Kind of responsible for people more than yourself. So it's a
Yeah,
different skill set.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like, what are some of the challenges you've come across?
Oh man, like a big thing sometimes is like finding that point of contact, like finding that guy that you need to speak to. That's like,
hmm
hey, I'm having this issue. Like I was having this API issue for the longest, right? It was holding up this ticket, and I'm thinking to myself like, man, like this is it's rolling over, once, and I don't want it to roll over again. What do I do? And I'm just like, okay, I just reach out to somebody, and I'm pinging anybody and everybody that I can get my hands on, and it's almost like, okay, somebody will say, hey, I can't help you with this, but let me direct you to so and so, and then I'll go from this person to that person to this person, and then eventually end up at somebody who I can rely on, and so yeah, just finding the right person for the job, or finding the person that you can sort of rely on to get something done has been a interesting challenge to solve, and communication, like knowing how to communicate your ideas. Um, like for example, like stand up is only 15 minutes long, right? And
hmm
sometimes I could take 5 of those minutes, 10 of those minutes, or whatever, trying to express ideas and challenges and stuff. But it's really like it's I've learned to just sort of be as clear and concise as possible. Just like, here's what I did yesterday. Here's what I'm doing today. Here's the troubles that I'm running into. Does anybody have any time to go over it after stand up? And then that's it. So just
hmm
keep it like boom, 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 like to get to the point like immediately. And yeah, that's been another challenge um, that I'm learning to get the hang of as well. And managing stress as well, I would say has been a big one because I can wake up early and I get off early or whatever, but sometimes my mind is still thinking about tasks or things that need to get done or throughout the day, and just being able to like clear my head at the end of the day and manage that stress, like in order to disconnect. Like, learning that skill has been really big for me as well. I might have talked about it once or twice on the podcast already, but uh, I think new jobs are always a little bit different than something that you've been doing for the past 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. It's being in a leadership position. It's interesting.
yeah,
My current job, technically, I have I'm a senior developer, but on this project, I'm pretty much like the front end lead. And we're completely rewriting this application, man. It's it's been interesting, but
yeah.
yeah, it's almost done. But there's a lot of challenges because what happened was they completely let go of the old team. So I'm
Really?
taking over. Yeah, I'm taking over this application. Me and a couple of other guys,
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm having to completely like rewrite a huge portion of it to work with this new schema.
Mhm.
And yeah, man, it's challenging, man. But I kind of like it because you know, if I could do this, you know, just adding features is simple. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If you're completely writing, almost like writing an app from scratch.
Right.
So yeah, when you're doing something challenging at first, it's always like, oh, this is tough. I don't know if I can make it. But once you do it, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I got it under control, and then
Yeah.
that confidence just builds into your next project.
Yeah. And that's sort of how I'm feeling. It's like I've never reached out to so and so on the API team. I've never had a discussion about troubleshooting MFE when it's you get a message at 5 in the morning or 5:30 a.m. and it's, hey, we're getting these calls and this is happening over here. We need to have a meeting ASAP. You know, I'm not saying people are what's the word I'm looking for. It's not like I'm saying you have like to answer these calls at like crazy hours or whatever, but it's just putting yourself in those odd situations where you're like, okay, I got to do this. I got to figure this out. I might not know how to figure it out, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna talk to the right people and we'll sit down and figure it out. So, but once you do
Yeah,
figure it out, it feels real good. Is what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's like like I understand. Okay, this MFE works this way, and here's my point of contact for such and such if I need more information. Um, yeah, it's been nice.
yeah. It's completely different now. Like since you're the lead, the pressure's on you. Like you're the one that has the ultimate responsibility. So it's
Yeah,
like you, you can't just
yeah,
hide in the background.
yeah. You get the final say, but your final say isn't always the best. I would say. Uh, for an example, like I was thinking that there's some repos that we share across teams, right? And I had pushed up a change to the repo, just adding interfaces. Not thinking much of it. Thinking, okay, as long as they exist in their own subfolder, no one imports them. They say, okay, as long as I detail the notes in the PR, it says, hey, this is for such and such project. We're fine. I merge them in. 2 days later, I get a group message saying, hey, uh, these interfaces are conflicting with this project over here, and I'm blocked because of X Y Z. Can we discuss your changes and why you made those changes? And I had to defend my code, but it wasn't like it was wrong. It was more
Yeah,
so, uh, let's work together. Like, why did you make these changes? What are you working on that you need to make those changes? And how can we make all of this work? And then
yeah,
eventually we came to the conclusion that hey, we can we can just tweak what we have already instead of you adding duplications or whatever to the code base, which is nice. Um, yeah, and it wasn't like, how was this? It wasn't like I was wrong or they were wrong. It was just, how can we keep
yeah,
this code base clean for the rest of the company?
yeah. And then like going forward, you can preemptively ask, hey, I'm about to make these changes. Is this
Yeah,
going to affect anything?
yeah,
Like
exactly.
those like little lessons you pick up over time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah,
Man,
and like there's definitely times where I'm learning about like I don't know if you heard of this design pattern. Like most recently, I'm learning about this design pattern called atoms, molecules, and something else. Atoms, molecules, and there's another one. Hold on, let me look it up.
is that like
But
a CSS design pattern?
it's more like I don't want to call it a React design pattern, but it's like
Like
you build your
component
project
based?
with atoms, molecules, and then there's one last one. But basically, they're components that are made up of smaller components that are reusable across
Hmm.
the project. So instead of like creating a specialized button, like let's say, I don't know, header. right? Something really specific, right? You create really generic components that can be reused, that can take proper props and uh, and you can build, on top. You can build these projects or components off of these smaller atoms or molecules or however they works. But one basically builds on the other, and they're completely decoupled, and they're really generic and not specialized in any way. Um,
Right.
and I didn't know anything about it, and I have a coworker who's just like really into it, and he's showing me the ropes, and it's nice.
Mm. Yeah, it's always good being around like guys who really know their stuff. You start picking up
Yeah,
a lot of new things.
yeah, I like it a lot.
Like even if you're technically the lead, you still can learn. It's not like you know everything.
Yeah, yeah, and that's something that I've heard, not just from you, like right now from you, but I've heard it from other coworkers. Like you don't have to know it. If you don't know it, find somebody else who knows it. Like you might have a small understanding of it, but if so and so specializes in this, then uh, side note, another thing I like about my team is that even though I might not specialize in something, somebody else might have experience on a matter, or they might solve a bug or a ticket or something that was really crucial, and we spend one day sort of going around. Like we have a meeting called code review. But if we don't have anything to review or help, mob program or debug, we'll take that time to demo and show, like, hey, here's how I fixed this. Here's how this bug was fixed. Hey, I think we can improve our code base by doing XYZ pattern, and I made a demo for it. Uh, I think it's really helpful when you work with teammates that are willing to show you those type of things, because uh, even though we're working remote and we're not technically like a team, uh,
Mhm.
it shows that the people that I'm working with, or that there are people that you can work with that are willing to show you how things work and not just make a PR for the fix and then keep it pushing.
Right. Yeah, sounds like a pretty good work culture you got over there.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, it's
not all places are really collaborative like that. Like
no,
some places got a lot of politics. Like I'm not going to help him because he might outshine me or so. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It exists.
yeah. But I think that's more so in companies that thrive on that type of environment. You know what I mean? Like there might be. I've never worked in Silicon Valley, or for Fang or Mang or whatever it's called now.
Mm,
Um, but I can imagine that those type of environments, those high risk, high reward type of salaries, like that,
yeah,
it thrives on that. It's almost cutthroat, to a degree. And I could be wrong, but I can see certain companies sort of thriving off that, like you know that churn of just bringing in people, having them work for X amount of months, and almost like let the best man win.
I think Amazon is kind of like that. I think it's called like PIP culture, the performance improvement.
Yeah,
Like they start trimming down the bottom such and such percent.
right.
Like and yeah, I can imagine that people in that kind of environment, they're looking out for themselves first because if you
Of
don't,
course.
you might end up getting cut. I wouldn't want to work in a environment like that. Like the money might be good, but who wants to work somewhere where like you're always looking over your back?
Right, right. It's like you can't enjoy it. Like who? Like, oh yeah, you've got all these stocks and you've got X amount of dollars coming in every month, but if you got to look over your back every once in a while, like you can't enjoy the money that you've made, what's the point?
Yeah, it's almost like you're torturing yourself for 4 years until you can get all of that stock. Because like,
If you can make it, you
yeah,
know?
if you can make it. Man, it's been so many layoffs lately. Amazon, Meta, Twitter.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. It's scary. I have a lot of people that are hitting me up. They're just like, "Hey, are you like how is everything? How's the new job?" And I'm just like, everything's good on my end. I try not to look at the layoff news and things like that, but I catch things here and there at the gym on the news and stuff. Um, but yeah, I try not to pay attention to it too much.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff messes with your subconscious mind. You know, I don't want to wake up one day and be like, oh, I don't have a job anymore. That's
Right.
it's
I
scary.
mean,
It's scary to think about.
at, at best, it should just make you like be more cautious with how you're spending your money. Like,
Of
yeah,
course,
I'm gonna save my money in case such and such lays me
right,
off.
right.
Because you know when you get that new job and you're making all this extra money, it's like, oh yeah, let me go buy some of the stuff I already wanted.
I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Yeah.
Did you get yourself a new computer or new
Not
games?
a
Or,
computer. I got a Steam Deck. That's been my
okay.
the most focus. Um, but yeah, like that's been a lot of fun and just I had to pump the brakes on like buying new games. Like, oh, I could $60, no problem. I could buy this. Like $50, no problem. I could buy this. And then I just
Yeah.
look up and I'm like, man, car insurance is still a thing. Rent is still a thing. Buying food is still a thing. You know,
Yeah.
and the price of food is going up. The price of everything is sort of like ticking back up, and um, it doesn't stretch as far as it used to, like a year or so ago.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's easier to eat through all that money too. Like, oh, I'm gonna
yeah,
just go out and eat, and you
yeah,
end up spending like 800 a month just eating out.
definitely. It's just like it's easy to when you don't have it physically. My grandpa used to always say like it's easy to swipe the card and and not see where the money's going
Yep.
because uh, you imagine how many stores you go into, Starbucks, Ralph's for the grocery store, Walmart, uh, buying gas, buying gum here or there, lunch, dinner if you don't feel like cooking, um, and look up, you're like, oh wow, I spent $100 today, $120 today, whatever. You spread that, like you said, you spread that over a week, spread that over a month. That's a significant chunk of change.
Yep. Exactly. Man, what do you think about that Steam Deck? You just said
It's
you bought one
cool.
of those.
It's cool. It's not like so. I went and I bought a Nintendo Switch for my girlfriend, and when I went down to Honduras in October, I was playing it, on the plane, and I was like, wow, this is a cool little device. And so I went ahead and I asked friends about the Steam Deck, and he had one, and he said it's cool. Uh, it's not going to give you 4K, or
Yeah.
1080p resolutions and stuff, which I wish it did, but I could see it costing a heck of a lot more if it did. But for what it can do at like 720p, it's not a bad machine. Like it's a cool little device. I haven't modded it yet to play like emulators and stuff like that, but I do plan on doing that. But for what it does just natively on Steam itself, I haven't had a game that I haven't had a game like crash on me. Like I can play almost all my game. So far, I can play all my games that I play normally on this PC on my Steam Deck. Uh, the handheld mode is kind of not. It's a big machine. It's bigger than a Switch, so the handheldness of it is a little funny. But
Hmm.
I play it on the TV downstairs, so I just plug it in. I have a little dock. I plug that in. It's got the HDMI port, and I just play it on my TV like that. And yeah, it's a cool device. I can't complain. Um, I think, man, if you like your Steam library and you want to play it on the TV and you don't have a console like a Xbox or PlayStation, it's
Hmm.
cool. It's nice. I would get one.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds interesting, man. Have you heard about the new like the developer Oculus? He developed a new headset in which like I mean obviously it's not for sale, but like if you
Hmm.
die in the game, the headset will kill you in real life.
I
He
wouldn't
said,
put that on my head. I've heard
exactly. It was inspired off of Sword Art Online.
right, right. It's too much. It's like what did Jeff Goldblum say? He's like we what's the quote? We didn't stop something something, but we didn't stop to think that if we should. I forget how it goes, but it's like that's one of those things where you just have to stop and think to yourself, like, okay, you can do this, right? But why? Like,
Right.
who's earning off of this? Like, you can't sell it. You can't sell
It's
like, hey, I make
crazy.
these VR things that blow up.
Like as a creative, it's crazy. Like you almost can't put certain ideas out there because somebody's gonna copy it and try to do it in real life. Like I can see like like a dictatorship type of company, a country making everybody wear these headsets,
Yeah,
and if your social score is too low or something, you just get zapped or something. Like I don't really like the direction of that kind of technology.
yeah. It's I would say you can't change. I mean, you can't help it. You can't help what people are gonna do with the knowledge or the tech, right? Like with VR and uh, and 3D animation, right, or anything, right? There's people are going to twist it in one way or another. Um, and as long as there's a demand for it, people will still twist things and make it profitable. Sorry, so you can't control that, right? There's good and bad sides to both. What's it to all types of technology.
Yeah.
Um, just look at social media, right? Like we're so connected now, right? But there's a lot of downsides to that type of information, that exposure, that I guess yeah, that exposure, that level of exposure, that level of information that we can expose ourselves to, it's too much.
Yeah,
It's
that's why
too
I
much.
don't have any like real plans of jumping into the metaverse, man. Like
I don't
what
think
we
it'll
have
fly.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hope not, because what we have now, these companies, they have a lot of control over like TikTok and all of that. Like the algorithms geared to show you more of what it thinks you want.
yep.
And now when you're completely immersed into this world, it's like, you know, they have so much more data.
I wouldn't. I mean, not just the data part, right? Because there's everything is gathering data on you. I mean, Windows is gathering data on me right now, right? Like, YouTube is gathering data on me. This application is probably gathering some type of data on me, right, to sell it. I'm not surprised on that anymore. It's the fact that what is it doing to our health, right? Like,
Mhm.
like being able to pick up this cell phone and type whatever in and and get exposure to something. It's almost like it's overstimulation, right? Back in the day when I was younger, my form of stimulation was books. Picking up a book and reading a book was my form of entertainment. And when I was done with that
Mhm.
book, I had to find another book to read. Like that was my form of entertainment. That's how I had to go out and seek. Uh, I had to go out and seek other forms of entertainment. But now, in with my phone, I can go on YouTube and constantly just be bombarded with video after video after video after video. I don't have to go to a library to get a videotape or to get a book. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you had to physically go somewhere for entertainment. Now it's different. The entertainment is just it's always available to you.
Right. And plus like just the level there, as I mentioned before about the data that they're collecting is so much more intricate. Like they're tracking your eyes. What are you looking at?
Yeah.
um, what are you stopping by and listening to?
Yes.
you know where are you in this 3D space? Where are you spending most of your time? Like
Yeah.
you're literally giving these companies you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
beyond just like, oh, he's looking at this post. It's like he's looking at this, listening to this,
Yes. Yes.
almost. I wonder if it's gonna get to the point where the headset can like kind of like read your brain waves. Oh, he's thinking about this.
Maybe if push comes to shove, I'm not surprised. If that's what if they want to, I can see that happening. Like if they really want to put the technology towards it, they could do it.
Like that, like
Oh,
you
of
know,
course.
is just like more powerful than money. Like that's pretty much why Elon Musk bought Twitter. That and he controls the avenue of speech, one of the main avenues of speech.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
because like okay, say you have money, but you
mm,
don't have any platform to voice your opinion. Like say that
right,
we didn't have this Melon app and we couldn't get on YouTube.
right.
You know what I mean? How can we communicate to the masses? We can't.
No, you
So
can't.
these companies they want to own they want to own that it's almost like owning the news press back in the day.
Hmm.
Like you can literally shape people's minds because you're controlling what gets to the top of the feed and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think we as people need to be conscious of what we expose ourselves to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just take a step back and be like, okay, is what I'm doing or what I'm exposing myself to, like, is what I'm watching online or what is this app or is this device benefiting me in some way, and how is it like benefiting me, and really think about it, not just ask yourself and then just say yes, it's helping me just because uh, you think that how do I say it? You just want to move on and not really think in depth. Like really ask yourself, is this helping me?
So like the TikTok in China and TikTok here is like completely different. Like
I
theirs
heard.
feeds some educational videos. Ours is more
Yep.
like entertainment. So it's like that's the new war, like the information war.
Hmm.
Like if I can dumb down your population, then while educated minds, sooner or later I'm going to surpass you because our people are more, are going to be more intelligent after a while.
Yeah, but the thing is, or the thing that comes to mind is like, why does it have to be me versus you, right? Like, why why does it have to be us versus them mentality? Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, right? Like, there's no uh, yeah, some of us might be taller, some of us might be shorter, the skin tone might be different, but at the end of the day, we're all on planet Earth, and I just don't see the benefit of the whole me versus you type
Yeah,
situation.
I wish life wasn't like this, man. But it's like somebody always wants to dominate. Somebody wants to be the top dog. Like I can't, for certain people, it's like I can't feel good unless I'm better, unless you lose and I win. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it sucks that we're like that, but that's who seems to rise to the top. Like the people at top are usually like sharks, and my country has to be the best. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna kind of like we mentioned at Amazon or those companies with the performance improvement plan. Like okay, there's only a few positions at the top, and somebody at the bottom also has to get cut. I don't want to be at the bottom, and I want one of those top positions. So I got to push these people out the way for me to, get to this seat.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
It's unfortunate that it is that way.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't see the benefit, honestly. Right now, I just don't see the. You can be the best, but like, but what do you have once you get up there? You know, like, yeah, you're the best and you're on top of the world, but what do you have to share? I mean, maybe you do have people to share it with, but a lot of times when I ask people, once you get there, then what? Who do you have it to share with? Like, are you
Yep.
gonna have people to share it with? Because you focus so much on getting to the top that the it that's what I'm looking for. Sorry, let me think real quick. Uh, what are you willing to sacrifice to get there? Right? What are you willing to sacrifice to get there? And is it worth it?
I feel like
Because
it's a sickness because some people they got $1 billion, but I still want more.
right,
And I'm gonna do anything to get some more. Like if it includes screwing you over, I still need more. Like we don't call it a sickness, but it is like greed, like that insane amount of greed. Like even with companies, you know, we're super profitable, but I'm gonna fire these people, so our shares go up even more.
yeah, it's
Like
it's
I
just
I
yeah.
think
Go
it's
ahead.
better if everybody can win. You know what I mean? But it's fortunately that's not reality.
Yeah, yeah. And then the thing about winning, right? I think there are different people who have a different sense of what winning means, like a different definition of what the word winning means. Right? Some people just want a roof over their head, loved ones by their side, and a food. I mean, a food, a stomach full of food, right? And other people want more. And so, you know, it's not like everybody wants that that Lamborghini and a mansion and $1 million in the bank. I think there is more than enough to go around, but like you said, like greed just sort of uh, perverts, people's minds. They it's like
Yep.
uh, dopamine, right? Like to take the base root of enjoyment, right? That dopamine hit that your brain gets when you make an accomplishment. Uh, the baseline is going to be whatever. How do I say it? You have a baseline, right? And if your goal is to lift 70 pounds in the gym, and you're consistently working out, and one session you hit that 70, you hit that new PR of 70 pounds, right? You get that rush, like, yes, I made it, I finally got it, all this work paid off, I finally did it. And then that's your new baseline. And then you like, now from that point on, the that rush of happiness that you get from making that same PR is not going to be the same. It's gonna wear off. And just like with
Yep.
money, it's like you could have $12 an hour, and then get bumped up to $14 an hour. You're excited, it feels good, uh, and then after a while, $14 an hour just becomes the baseline. That's just average. That's normal for you. Then you want 16, 20, 24, 30, etc., etc. So these people that make these millions of dollars or whatever, it's almost like normal. Like it's not. It doesn't. It
Yeah.
is. It doesn't scratch the same. Just look at these games that have these microtransactions in them, right? They're like, oh, GTA 5 made billions of dollars. Like we need to make more. GTA 6 needs to make. Like if GTA 5 made 2 billion dollars or whatever. I'm just throwing out numbers. I don't know how much it made, but if GTA 5 made $1 billion, GTA 6 needs to make at least $1 billion. Like it needs to make more, and then you get these games that just aren't the same. You're in this. You're in the. You're It's twisted. It becomes twisted. It's not the same. I hope
Mhm.
that you followed along. I'm sorry I made a little tangent and going on a tangent right there, but the point is that you hit that baseline, and anything after that just doesn't hit the same, and it's always going to keep going up, no matter what you're into.
Yeah. At a certain point, you just got to learn to be content. Like I got enough. This is enough. Like even with weightlifting,
Yeah,
the human body can only take so much. There's nobody out there that bench
right.
presses 3,000 pounds. Like at a certain point, your body's gonna plateau, and I can't do anymore. And if you keep trying to push it, your body's gonna break down. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people that's super greedy. Like they're getting more and more money, but they're ruining all their relationships. Like they have no connections with people around them because they're just so focused on money and they're doing anything to get it. So
Hmm.
yes, it's just all about that balance, man. Like, okay, I got enough. I'm
Yeah,
cool. Like I think that's the problem in our society. We're so competitive. Like America's so competitive. There's not any point where we can say, okay, I'm cool. Like, I got enough. I'm cool at this level.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I gotta
Do,
climb to the
do you
next level. Go ahead.
do you think you've reached that level? Like, have you reached
Have I
that
reached
point
that
where,
level?
yeah,
Uh, I would say like I want to get maybe like like few millions, 2 or 3 millions or something, and then
yeah,
get my house paid. Like what I'm saying, like all that kind of stuff. Like I
right.
don't. You see how unstable corporate America is. I don't want to be
Hmm.
in corporate America. Like I don't really have a desire to be like, okay, I'm a VP, I'm a CEO, I have this awesome title. It's more so like I want to get everything paid off. I want to have enough money to live decently. I don't want to have to think about going to work, and I'm gonna still work, but I
Right.
don't want to worry about like where's this money coming from, or oh, I'm about to get fired. Like if you get fired, oh whatever, I got enough. So yeah, what about you? Are you comfortable where you're at, or do you still want to like climb up a couple levels?
I honestly, I think I might downsize. I've thought been thinking about this for a while, and the rent has gone up significantly
Yeah.
since I've been here. Um, but nothing has changed. Oh, we got some comments.
Oh, we're in LinkedIn.
Oh, turn my mic up a little bit. Sorry, Daniel. Hold on.
Oh, okay. In the chat, I see. Let me see. Oh yeah, he said turn your mic up.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. Um, what was I gonna say? Like rent has gone up significantly. Actually, let me
Yeah.
hear this.
That-
Let me see if this helps. Um,
You can't stay in the same place.
I can't. And for me, it feels like, oh, we're actually getting LinkedIn comments now. That's sick because it says he's from LinkedIn.
Let me
That's
see.
cool.
Oh yeah, you can actually show this on the stream now.
Yeah, they fixed that.
That's cool. I guess they updated Melon now.
Yeah, that's nice. Um, but I was saying that I've been staying in this place for a while, and it's a couple years now, maybe two-ish. Um, and it's time to. I think it's time to at least make some changes, maybe downsize. Um, I'm not sure yet, what the next year will bring, but within the next year or so, some changes are going to be made. Just because it's the rent goes up, but nothing else changes. You know,
Yeah,
the shirt on my
yeah.
back changes, but the rent goes up.
It's crazy. A lot of people feels like they didn't even get a raise because inflation literally just ate it up.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, for sure.
I got a 10% raise, but everything else rose 10%, so I'm in the same
Yeah,
place.
so now you're back at zero.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's why I want to get the business thing going, man, because you don't really ever feel like you're getting ahead. Like I know you made a significant jump in salary, but it's not
Yeah,
like your life changed significantly. Like you have a little more
no,
cushion, but
yeah, no. Now I'm just back to. I just changed the baseline. I guess you could say. Yeah, it's tough. I would say it's tough. But I think everybody's going through it. Like, uh-oh,
yeah,
what happened
yeah.
again?
My cam cut off. Hold up. Okay, let me just. Hmm, let's see. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now you
Yeah,
got
I think it's
two.
kind of spazzing out a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's probably a good point to end the show.
Yeah, I think it's a good point to stop.
Yeah, we
Yes,
appreciate y'all for
thanks for your
tuning in.
time.
We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah.